Hello, everybody. Facebook family, YouTube, good evening. And if no one has told you today, I want you to know that yes, you are special, just like you are. And I want you right now to take a minute, put some hearts in the chat for yourself, okay? Hello, somebody. Let's love on ourselves because we are special. Let me see it, Miss Glenna. I see you. Brittany, hello. Come on, guys. Put some hearts in the chat. Gabby Lee, hello. Brittany Bell, yes. Shelly, hey, Miss Hazel, good evening. Come on, you guys. Put some hearts in the chat for yourself while you are going on and tagging and sharing with somebody right now. Because if you came here alone, shame on you, okay? Hey, Raina, Keisha Welsh, hello. Shanita, good evening. Come on, I am going to give you all just a minute to come on, tag right now, share with somebody, invite another lady or gent, okay? This is not a women's only event, all right? We love the men folk, right? Mr. Ronald, you better check in for the men. Tell them, get all your bros on, okay? Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Galentine's Day, Palentine's Day. I know it's yesterday, but just in case somebody did not wish you a happy Valentine's Day, I'm sending love your way, okay? And for all my super deep people, right? Hey, we're not just having a Valentine's Day. How about we're having a Valentine's life every day filled with love, joy, peace, and happiness. That's how I feel. I have a Valentine's life. All right. If you agree with me, put some thumbs up in the chat. All right. Come on. Guys, share. We are about to get started. You've heard us talking about our falling in love with myself again, community, and what better time than the month of February. So we're so excited. You're going to hear from our CEOs and visionaries, Kenny and Shante Lloyd. So you want to make sure that like right now that you are sharing, you're tagging, you're getting somebody on. I promise you, they won't want to miss it. The stories that have been shared so far have been, leading up to tonight, have been so powerful and impactful. So you don't want to miss it, right? Go ahead, put it in the chat. Let me know if you are excited tonight. Let me know if you are ready tonight. Hey, Mr. Gilbert and Charles Trimble. All right, the men are checking in. The men are representing. Put it in the chat. Let us know where you are checking in from also, okay? Let us know as we go ahead. We're about to get started. We have a lot of things. Lined up. So excited tonight. Don't go anywhere. I promise you don't want to miss it. And the very first people we are going to hear from are one of our favorite couples, okay? You can't talk about love without talking about them, okay? They are, some would say, a power couple. Some would say Black excellence. I love to say they are my friends. They are an awesome example of love in modern day. All right. And I know Mr. Lloyd is back there like, okay, don't say all that. Come on, just bring me up. Because he hates all of the accolades. But you guys need to know about who they are. But before I bring them up, Kenny and Shantae Lloyd, will share one little thing with you, and then the next voice you hear will be from Kenny and Shantae Lloyd.
What if you made a decision to take 10 months, 10 days at a time, and decided to give it your absolute all? If you gave your diet your absolute all, if you gave your fitness regimen your absolute all, if you gave your work your absolute all, if you gave your personal development your absolute all, what would happen? Just 10 months, 10 days at a time, uninterrupted focus. I bet your life would drastically change. I bet you would be a completely different person. I bet you would be unrecognizable. I bet you would look back and think to yourself, I can't believe that I was living the way I was. Time is going to pass anyway. The next 10 months of your life is going to happen regardless. It's just a matter of what are you going to do differently in those 10 months, 10 days at a time. So why don't you spend the next 10 months giving it your all and watch and see what happens.
We want to welcome the guests, because I know that Sean and I personally extended the invitation for quite a few of our friends to get on and just hear what this community is about, because I thought it would be impactful for them. We're very excited about this. We've really worked very hard since September on this. I think that this has been a seed that was planted 2 years ago. And it's taken a lot of work, and I think that you'll be very pleased with the outcome, what you see, how well thought out the community is. You're going to have an opportunity to take a tour of it. But in short, I want to say for me, falling in love with myself again, what does it mean to me? And for me as a man, it's not just something for a woman. It's for me, it's just about really going back to the root, really taking better care of myself. I think that is, in the position that I'm in, what I do for a living, the responsibilities, the stress, the struggle, the outcome, dealing with the people. It's easy to make mistakes about excuses about why I don't do something. Why, like in the morning, I always have an excuse for why I don't go work out. We have a gym right next door. And it's because, some mornings, the bottom line is, I just don't feel like doing it. A lot of my bad habits, and I'm like anybody else, I have bad habits too that I need to break, and, because I'm 64 years old. And I tell Shantae all the time that the next 6 years of my life are going to dictate the quality of life I have in my 70s. And I really want a quality of life in my 70s. I want to be able to enjoy sailing the 7 seas and relax, and I want to be healthy. And if I don't make some changes now, that's not going to happen. So I'm committed to some changes. I'm committed to making some changes in my life that will allow me to live a better quality of life in my 70s, to enjoy a better quality of life now, to shed the weight that I need to shed. Because I think that when I begin to shed the weight that I need to shed, I'm going to look better. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to think better. Everything about me is going to be better. So it begins for me now. I'm an example of it, and I'm a man. I think that, as a man, and I want everybody to understand that this is not about a weight loss challenge. It's not like that. This is about change. The only weight that we want people to shed is the mental weight that they carry. I think that there are a lot of women out here, and my mother taught me about the superpowers that women possess, and it's a fact. I think that there are a lot of people out here. I've talked to a lot of people as we were doing our research on this. And I think that there are a lot of women out here, and some men too, that have kind of lost their way. And lost their way, what do I mean by that? I mean that, you give so much to your career, you give so much to your husband, you give so much to your children, that there's no time for yourself. We have one exercise in this program that's a 24-hour pie chart, and it illustrates what your 24 hours looks like every day. And I guarantee most people will see that at the end of the day, they probably have about 4 hours outside of sleep, work, and transporting themselves to and from work and preparing, about 4 hours left. And in those 4 hours, it incorporates cooking, cleaning,
Yes.
it incorporates going to soccer practice, basketball practice, baseball. So when you don't have time for yourself, you kind of lose yourself. You know,
Yes.
you become what you need to become,
Yes.
which is a driver. You're driving kids. You're driving in a pool. It's like you become what you need to be,
Yes.
but you kind of lose track of you, and you become a little unfulfilled at a certain stage in your life. And this is about redefining, rediscovering your powers, your superpowers, getting back on track to your purpose, and balance. So I'm excited about everything that you all are going to see. And, Shantae, listen, what are your thoughts? What does falling in love with yourself mean to you?
Okay, so I apologize for being disconnected, but I have people texting me saying that they were unable to get on. And of course, a lot of people did not click the link that said tune in, which takes you to the website. But anyway, I apologize for that. And I was listening to what you said. And so for me, fall in love with yourself again means everything that you said coming from a male perspective, but from a woman's perspective, it is totally different. Women carry lots of hats. We do lots of things. We have jobs, we have children, we have husbands. We have to take care of the business as well as the household. And sometimes we forget about ourselves. Some of us are single parents that are working 2 and 3 jobs, that have more than 2 or 3 children, that have a lot of burden on us. Some of us are experiencing depression from not being able to find a job. Some of us are experiencing depression because we've lost loved ones. Some of us are just going through things, right? And we forget about who we are and what we are, right? I have done that too as well. I need to lose weight, right? I'm hopping on that boat with Mr. Lloyd. We have no excuse, We are blessed to have a gym right across, but sometimes business and other things take you away from what's important, right?
You made a decision.
And it's so important. It's so important to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, right? Going to get your hair done, going to get your nails done, going to get a pedicure, going to get a manicure, going to get a massage, taking some me time, doing some meditation, taking care of yourself is what is so important. And we forget about that all the time. We always taking care of our husband, our children, and we forget about us. And so it's so important for us to stop, think about us, not about what you did wrong or what you did right, who you hurt. Let's just release all of that baggage and forgive ourselves and move forward with today. Today is February the 15th. Let's move forward, right, with our life. Let's leave the past in the past, leave the baggage in the past. Whatever you need to do, if you need to go apologize, if you need to call somebody and tell them that you love them, right? You can't forget about those people that are out there, that are hurting, that are smiling every day, but feel like they don't have anyone to talk to, anywhere to go. And this is what this platform is for. We're going to have all type of services that are offered in the Fall in Love Again with Yourself platform that would allow you the opportunity to not feel like you're alone, right? To feel like you don't have anybody to reach out to feel like, what is really going on, right? And you may have children, and you also may have dogs that are children that needs too much attention, right? So whatever it is that you need to do and you need to let go of, whatever it is that you need to change about yourself, whatever it is that you need to improve, right? Or that you need to learn, let this be the beginning today. and let this be the beginning of your journey of falling in love with yourself again. And so I'm going to start. I need to lose weight. I need to go to the doctor. I do go to the doctor and make sure I have my annual test done. But I do realize I got my mammogram last year, but I did not go get my physical, which is important. And it's important for me to get my colonoscopy, right? I'm actually about 3 years behind. And I did not go get it last year, but it's important for me to do that, right? But those things consist of me falling in love with Shantae. Getting my weight under control, right? Growing spiritually, right? I want to grow in myself spiritually. I want to learn how to relax, right? And meditate more. And so this is going to be a self journey and a self-love process for me too as well, Mr. Lloyd.
Okay, so let's just get on with it.
Yes.
Because what I want to do, I want to bring up really the person who came up with the phrase falling in love with myself again and worked diligently to put this community together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like by herself. I mean, she had a little help. She has, a few vendors that she used, but for the most part, she did it, she did it by herself and she did it with passion. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Tanya Rockmore. And what Tanya's going to do, she's going to share what really motivates her, what falling in love means to her. And then she's going to give you a little tour of the community that I think that you'll like. So having said that, where you at, Rocky?
Hey!
Oh, Rock.
Hey!
Rock,
Oh.
tell them about what made you feel, how you the one came up with falling in love with yourself again. We're not going to not give you credit because credit is due. And you felt like you didn't love yourself. So you said, you know what? I need to fall in love with myself again. And that would be a great campaign. And actually, this was a couple years ago, huh, Rocky?
Yeah, actually, this is our anniversary. It was 2021 when it all started. February of 2021, we were in a meeting. Actually, the truth is, Lachelle and I had actually had a conversation like the night before, something like that. The night before we had talked, and it was late, and we were going over some things, and we were just talking about some personal things that were challenges that we were having, and we were talking about how we wanted to love ourselves again, love physical aspects of our lives and things like that. And then, like the following day, the irony is that as marketing director, one of my responsibilities is to present a marketing plan for the month. And while I was doing that, I kind of got in a little trouble, and I'm not always clear with my presentation. And it was a point, and Mr. Lloyd said, kind of got on me, my back was against the wall, and I just kind of shouted back and went back with, we just want to fall in love with ourselves again. I just want to fall in love with myself again. And evidently that resonated with him. I remained in trouble. I remained having to, pursue my marketing plan. But that one line and that moment and that passion resonated with him. And 2 years later, here we are.
So are you ready? So are you ready to fall in love with yourself again?
I'm so ready. I am so ready.
So this is the beginning of the new Tanya Rockmore.
Yes.
Starting today.
No, Rocky. But I mean, like, what does that mean? We can laugh and be superficial about it, but what does that mean to you? Like, you ready to fall in love with yourself? Like,
what are some things that you feel like you want to change about yourself?
The journey of my life. I really can't talk about wanting to fall in love with myself again today without talking about where I come from, the background. And it wasn't until like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago when I really learned that I wasn't in love with myself, that I didn't like myself, that I had walked down a path that I didn't even want to be on, but in my need and my desire to be accepted by people that I didn't know or like, I went down a pathway that I didn't like. took upon physical aspects that I didn't like about myself. And I looked in the mirror. My mother and father always told me as a child that I was beautiful, I was talented, that I had so much going on. They invested so much in me. But because I was ridiculed in school and put down so much, and I carried that all the way through to my 50s. I carried that hurt. And I thought that my parents were some of the biggest liars because they had me walking in confidence. And it destroyed my self-esteem because I didn't believe them anymore. I didn't trust them anymore. So that lack of faith in self went beyond just me, but into my relationship with my parents. You know, and being an only child, all you have are your parents.
Yes.
Then I adopted a child and brought my child into that in my brokenness. And it went on to him. So the cycle continued. The hurt, the pain continued. So today, I'm ready.
Yes.
And I'm ready. And I don't know, so much that's happened last month, as you guys know. And I want to share that, but I don't want to take too much time.
Yeah.
But just last month was a scary time for us all. It's my life. And coming out of that and being a walking miracle today, because if man had their way, if the doctors had their say, we would be having a celebration of life for me right now. Not a celebration of my life.
Yeah. And the blessing is that God has the last say, right? And you're here for a reason. Everybody that's on this line, including Kitty and I, are here for a reason, still here for a reason, right? Because we still have work to do, right? We're here to do God's work, and you're doing that because this is the beginning for you, right? Which you sprinkle those thoughts and those feelings and those ideas down to us. But guess what? We go through the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you are, where you from, what color you are. We all go through the same thing. This world is a mean, ugly world, and we have to learn how to love one another and spread love and spread kindness, you know, positivity, and uplift one another. But anyway, don't get me started. Okay, so go ahead.
So it's your show, Rocky. We're going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you. So everybody, like I was saying, just a little bit more about my story, just a little bit more about loving myself again, walking into where we are right now, this journey, because on January 13th, Friday the 13th, I got a call from my doctor. And it wasn't my personal doctor, it's just some random doctor. And the doctor called and he said, stop what you're doing right now. Call an ambulance and I need you to get to the hospital. Well, I was busy because for all that night, I was putting together this website. I was preparing for a launch. As you guys know, we were launching at around that time. And all I had to do was get it together for real, for falling in love with myself again. And that's all that was on my mind. That was my passion. You guys were my passion, my desire that we had to do this. And so what I did is that I obeyed. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So I couldn't sacrifice my health at that moment because I was scared and I didn't understand what he was talking about. But when I went and called the ambulance, they took me to the hospital immediately, and I was immediately put into ICU. This is just last month on Friday the 13th, and they told me that my blood sugar was 993. They hadn't seen anyone that was 993 that was still alive, that was still not in a coma, functioning. And I was constantly on my phone, texting my vendors and people, letting them know what they needed to do in order to get this website, because we had a launch in a few days. I think it's like 2 or 3 days. We had a launch, and I didn't have time to be sick. And while I was in ICU, I was still working, still passionate about this movement. And I knew that it was divine because in that moment, God had to sit me down and really tell me that while you're loving so many more people, I need you to love yourself. And that's what I was tired of. And I've come to this point in the journey where, yes, I am ready It's time, and we're giving you everything that we have. And last night I looked at my phone, looking through some messages, and I saw how much time I had spent in the hospital, but literally texting my IT guy, putting this site together. So I hope you embrace what I'm about to show you right now, because it was a sacrifice. It's passionate. It's so much, but it's built for you, because we want to take you through the structure and journey of falling in love with yourself again. And I'm on this journey. I want to look different. Hopefully I do look different. It was a fluke. They can't figure out why I was diabetic for a moment, because I'm not anymore. My tests are all clear. So I don't understand it. There was no coma. There was nothing that man normally goes through. So I'm blessed. And hopefully, prayerfully, this site will bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Falling in Love with myselfagain.com. So basically, a lot of you, many of you have seen the site, and the home page has remained the same, but the work behind the scenes has changed. So ladies and gentlemen, where do we start? We start with the mind, the body, and the soul. I'm not going to go through it too much, because I want you to enjoy this experience yourself. But for those of you that have not registered, registration is definitely open. There's videos for you to enjoy. You can register. The pre-registration will be over by the end of this call. And I'm going to scroll on down just so that you can see some of the things that we will be covering. And you will see tonight: self-development, financial literacy. If you're on your phone and not able to see it, you can click on it and it will get larger. So whatever you cannot see tonight, believe me, you will be able to see it on your phone and in the comfort of your home. So once you count yourself in and you register, and you decide to register, I'm going to take you through the site. You will go here and it will take you to the registration. Now, registration is just not your email and your phone number, but we need more than that. And please make sure you fill in all of the lines with accurate information. Give us your best email if you're ready for your best life. Give us your correct phone number if you want some support, because we're going to be reaching out and letting you know that we're here for you. So then we come down and we ask you some very interesting questions that will make you think. Don't think that you can do this in 5 minutes or on a 10-minute break at work. We want you to think about it. Come back and really put the honest answers in. They are for you, and they will help you in the future, along with your social media contact. Once you do that, you will go and you will receive a message and an email that will tell you to get started. Now, this is a change. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get started, the change becomes the inside. And everyone's talking about the box. The box is on the way. And ladies and gentlemen, it will be available, but we want you to know what's inside the box. So I am pleased and excited to let you know that we have our very own Dr. Grace with the information for you. All you do is click on the link, and she will share with you information about each product that is in the box. And I really believe that was beautiful, and it's entertaining. She's quite fun and interesting to listen to. And then after we talk about the boxes, some really interesting things that go on the site. Number one, I talked about prayer. This is not just a journey of the mind and of the body, but of the spirit. And so we have a prayer wall set up for you where you can submit your prayer request. It will be posted, and you can post anonymously. I believe someone posted anonymously. Yes, someone posted anonymously just today. There it is, anonymous. And the most interesting thing here is that as you scroll through these prayers, and I just said a prayer real quick, you can click pray right here. And when you do that, it says thanks for praying, because people are praying. This is a community. It's no longer a website. This is a community. And in this community, we care, we love, and we share. And so as you share your burdens, you share your prayer requests, we will pray with you. And you will see people have been prayed for several times, 18 times, 16 times. This website has been visited, used, and the prayers are real. And I almost started preaching because everybody knows I'm churchy and almost told y'all that prayers are the righteous, but I'm not going there right now because I got to keep moving on because there's other things for you to see. There are resources back here and they will be loaded later tonight, but I want you to see what's coming. You have resources that you can use. First of all, we have our prayer call, our morning encouragement call, called the Me Call, that will be available. I'm going to come back to that fast track because that is something very interesting that that is our circle, that is our fasting circle as a referral. We have, yes, it is live and it is available. Filma TV, and you can go to filma.tv, and there's so much information there. I'll show it to you in just a second, but I want you to see all of the downloads that you'll also have here. Manifestation journal, priority, just the wheel of life financially and with your love life. Just so much there. And then I mentioned Filma TV. So there's a link here, but you can go directly there as well. And when you get there, this is so cool. We have topics. And when you go to the topics, you can, whatever you need is there for you in that moment. You need a little inspiration, click on inspiration. And there are several videos that will be there for you to listen to while you're at work. Put on your headsets, do what you need to do. It's just an entire playlist of inspirational things. You need to know how to do a little food prep and nutrition. We got you. We got you. Jerica takes you through meal prep, and we'll have even more things there. We even have vegan options available for you. Self-love, what I needed so much of, is right there for you. Financial wellness, our literacy, right there in our own Vern Gwynn is going to assist us, and Lachelle will talk about that even more. He will have videos back here. It's so much that I just can't. There I go being churchy at all again, but I just can't tell it all. And then Mr. Lloyd is going to come back, so I don't even want to show this right now, but we're going to go through the first 15 days. I'm just going to show you just that's so, I'm sorry I did do that, but that is just so beautiful. The 15-day mental reset. And that is so powerful. And I know Mr. Lloyd is going to come back and talk you guys through all of this stuff that's here. He'll talk you through it. But I told you I would come back to the circle. Ladies and gentlemen, we have instructions on how you can join the circle. And there's a video showing you exactly how to do it. And let's see, I think that's all I'm going to share tonight because there's a lot more, but I think that's all we'll share tonight on the website, because Lachelle, who I'm going to bring up, always says I show too much on the website. But I want to show one more thing, and that is YouTube. A lot of people may be watching on we're powered by Tava Lifestyle, but we have Filma TV on YouTube. So please make sure you go and follow us on YouTube as well, Filma TV, and you can search it out with Falling in Love with Myself Again. That is the name, Falling in Love with Myself Again. You can there's several videos, even additional ones that are not on the website, testimonials. As you see, we have people that are going to be on the show in a few minutes with us tonight. But I'm going to bring Lachelle up because Lachelle always says she took herself down. Don't do that. I always talk too much and show too much. Did I show too much tonight? I did okay. Unmute.
No, you were absolutely amazing. And I don't know if you noticed, but I changed your name, right? And I want everybody to know that we are no longer calling her Rock. We are calling her Tanya. And all of that is a part of her journey to loving herself again. So I know it's going to be hard because we're so used to saying it, but moving forward, she is Tanya. So I need every single person on here to put some hearts in the chat and say, Tanya, we love you. I need you guys to do that like right now. And yes, Tanya, you were fantabulous. I am so proud of you. I want you to know that you are amazing and you have pulled off in the last month what others could not do in a year. Okay? So I love you. God loves you. I hope you see the chat blowing up. We love you and thank you for all that you do and all that you have done, because for years you have been in the background. You put me up. No, ma'am. Get back up here. For years you have been in the background, and it is your season to be up front and to shine and to stop hiding your gift. All right. So now you can go down if you want to. And so, family, oh my gosh, that is what this whole community really is about. If you are just joining us, we just heard from Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd. Tanya just shared with us the community page. We have so many resources. I want to just take a minute to do a couple of housekeeping things, because our Facebook, guys, I believe we are booted off of Facebook. Okay. So for those of you that are on, please post the YouTube link on your Facebook page. We have a lot of people that are still trying to join us. They're scrambling. So go ahead and take 1 minute to go ahead and share the YouTube link on your page. I know we're still live there. Thank you for all the love for Tanya in the chat. And it's not just for one person. Ladies, gents, we want to do that for every single person that is a part of this community. Okay. So I am so happy. I'm so serious, and I'm trying to hold it together. And like she said, I'm not gonna start preaching, but this is what we are about. And there are so many people, not just women, gentlemen also, that have different struggles, issues, traumas, that they have gone through, are going through. And sometimes you just need that somebody to say, hey, you're beautiful. Hey, you got this. Hey, I've got your back. All of that. So with that being said, I am going to ask our very first guest to come up. Man, her story has touched me to my core. Like she had, I those who know me know that I say I'm a Spartan. Well, she's a Spartan for real. Okay. Because of the adversities that she's faced. And I mean, she went through them beautifully. And I don't know if she feels like that, but from everything, for those of us watching, she went through it beautifully. And so I am going to ask Miss Glenna Gaucher. Miss Glenna, are you back there, ma'am? Oh, wait.
Yes, I am.
Good evening, sis. Thank you so much for coming on. And you've known Rock about as long as I have, or I know for at least a few years. What would you have to say to her before we get started on your story?
The first thing I have to say is thank you, thank you. From the day that everyone found out about my cancer diagnosis, she called, she always texts just to see how I was. But she didn't always approach it like I was sick. She was still talking to Glenna and not a cancer patient. So Tanya, thank you, thank you, thank you for that.
Thank you for sharing that. And so I am actually going to give you the floor and share a little bit about what falling in love with myself again means to you and share your story. You're okay with that?
So as you heard earlier, Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd saying that, you know, women wear a lot of hats. And actually today I was sitting down thinking as this site was launching, like, what am I really tired of? And I am tired of just being. Just being meaning like everyone always thinks of you as just being a wife, or now just being the ex-wife, just being the mom, or just being the daughter or the child that shows up for your parents because they're now getting older, or just being that cancer patient and always talking to you as if you were still sick. I am tired of just being. I am so ready to be Glenna Gaucher again. You know, my parents adopted me. I was originally named Lisa Smith. They gave me a brand new name, Glenna Janae Gaucher, and I feel like that's who I need to become and be again. And I lost all of that. It just kept going down and down after more responsibilities got added on, after you get married, after you have the kids, after you get sick, after the bills are coming in and you're needing to work or find these different avenues of income. Like all of those thoughts and everything are going into your head. And then after doing stage 3 breast cancer and thyroid cancer in 1 year, you always have these thoughts in your head like, oh, we're going in for a scan. Is it going to be a positive scan? And then your body changes and do I look okay? Or how do I look to other people? And then the bills are coming in from the medical thing. And it's like, am I going to have enough money? I'm tired of worrying about that. This falling in love with myself again isn't about a weight loss journey for me. This is literally about my mindset being changed and feeling awesome about myself. And I know that when my mindset changed, my insides are going to change and it's going to come out. You're going to see a different glow in my eyes. You'll see a different glow in my smile and my walk and just my being. And I just know I then will be a better daughter, a better friend, a better worker, a better entrepreneur, and especially the best mom that my kids can see every day. And if they want to be like mom, then I won't ever have to be disappointed, you know? So falling in love with myself again is not just about this beautiful site, Tanya, because in the words of my 5-year-old, this site looks amazing. It looks expensive. Like when she says it's expensive, it looks really good. It looks expensive. I am just ready to be the best version of Glenna Gaucher. And the fact that we're doing this in 10-day increments over the next 10 months, I am excited about reintroducing myself every 10 days because I know this process is going to give me so much progress every 10 days till when October comes, I might need a new name, but I want to tell Kenny and Shantae, thank you for giving Tanya this outlet and allowing her dream to manifest and come true because it's going to help so many people. And it's giving me a platform to tell my story so other people that are going through similar things or the same things, they know they have someone they can reach out to. So once again, thank you for allowing me to fall in love with myself again.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Glenna, for sharing your story. Again, so powerful. You only touched on the tip of it. If you don't mind unmuting for just a second, because you spoke so beautifully, but I know that what you shared with us, not only going through cancer, surviving, thriving, kicking cancer's butt, right?
Yes.
But doing that while being a mom, while going through a divorce as well. Like,
Yes.
that is a lot. That's just a lot. What would you say to a woman that's watching tonight that may be in any of those situations right now?
You may feel like this is the end and you want to give up. You know those moments where you just feel embarrassed and you don't want to reach out? So all I could do is just hold on to my faith. But if you are going through those moments, you now have this community where you can reach out to us. You can be anonymous on that prayer wall, but just know there are more than me in this community that know exactly how you feel. And you will be able to have that strength and that support to be able to get through it easier. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, it's just easier.
And they don't have to be alone. Thank you so much for sharing. So, wow. Again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful testimonies by a beautiful lady inside and out. But, gents, we did not forget about you, okay? You hear a lot of the stories from the women, and one of the things that Mr. Lloyd has really pressed upon us is this is not just about the women. And he has shared some of his story about falling back in love with himself, right? And self-care and the things that he wants to do. And so we did not forget about you guys. I have a very special guest whose energy I absolutely love, and that is Mr. Ronald Lott. Sir, are you here?
Yo, good evening, Lachelle. Yes, I am here. Yes, I am here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, and your, as they say in the church, and your beautiful wife in her absence, okay?
Yes.
So all the ladies watching, he is spoken for. Tamika, I got you, girl. But I'm going to yield the floor to you, ask you to share some of your story, share a little bit of your story, and then from the perspective of a man and a real man, because real men wear pink.
Yes. Real men wear pink. Yes.
Real men wear pink. But share with us what does falling in love with myself again mean to you from the male perspective, and for the men that are out there watching. Okay.
Wow. Falling in love with myself for me and from my perspective is just being unafraid to show emotion, being unafraid to know that sometimes as a man, you're not okay, and being okay with the fact that you're not okay. For me, I spent a lot of years in my life not realizing that I wasn't okay. I battled with, addiction. I battled with, alcohol abuse. And it was, by the grace of God and my wife who actually loved me enough to show me that I needed to love myself. But as a man, we tend to, walk around with our chest poked out. Our pride is just so enormous that sometimes it could be to the detriment of us. So when I heard about this campaign being launched to fall in love with myself again, it really resonated with me because I was already in the midst of, a lifestyle transition. I've shared this numerous times of how, for years, my marriage was rocky. It was on the rocks, and it was all because I didn't love myself enough to recognize and understand that some of my behavior, some of the things I was involved in, I was actually self-sabotaging myself. And I have a circle that has been formed that kind of supports my new lifestyle, supported me transitioning to, you know, become the man that a lot of people get to see on social media. But again, I have to give a lot of credit, where all the credit, to my wife, who really, you know, willed me to fall in love with myself again. Because fellas, and I have to speak to the men, it's okay for us to take that time for ourselves. It's okay for you to recognize some of the struggles that you may deal with. And for me, I had to love myself enough to point out my own flaws. You know, there were times where I would walk past the mirror, and as a man that has always, you know, portrayed or exuded confidence, you know, there were times that I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror, and that was because of some of the things that I was actually self-sabotaging myself with. And for me to be able to come full circle, to be delivered from the alcohol abuse, to be delivered from the fact that I was living my life for society. I was living my life in a way that I wanted acceptance from everybody but the person and the people that meant the most to me. And that's my wife, myself, my children. I had to realize that living that way and going through those things has prepared me to be the best version of myself that I could be. And to this day, I stand and sit before everyone. I'm a changed man, a humble man, a blessed man, and a man that has no problem with admitting that I love myself. You know, a lot of times us men, we don't like to show emotion. We don't like to feel like there's things that we can't accomplish. But I couldn't go through, you know, my life journey without my wife, without the love that she's shown me. And now that spark has me totally in love with myself. I cannot wait to finish off the transformation mentally, spiritually, and of course physically, because like Tanya said earlier, there was times where, you know, I didn't like myself. And now I love myself, you know, and I'm just honored to be able to share my story, to be able to share why I love myself and why it's so important for us men to really love ourselves. And it has nothing to do with bravado. It has nothing to do with us feeling the need to be tough all the time, because me feeling the need to be tough all the time or putting on a facade or a persona actually was lending to me being hurt. You know, I just was hurt. And you know that saying, it's hurt people hurt people. And today I'm encouraging all my brothers, all my men, that it's okay for you to love yourself. I mean, it's the right thing to do, because we can't be anything for anyone if we are not first something for ourselves. And on this day, I choose to love myself.
Wow, I'm passing the collection plate, Ronald. I am passing the collection plate. What a powerful message. And I want the men in the chat. I mean, men, put the little like muscle sign. Yeah. Put it in the chat. Come on, men. Let's show some support for the brothers. Let us know that you're here. Ronald, thank you so much for sharing. I know on some of our other calls, you really talked about the benefits of your marriage and really the blessing and the reconnection that you all have experienced. And we look forward to you being able to share that in more detail for the brothers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Listen, my wife, everybody knows my wife, that's my better half. She's the best version of me. She's never, you know, far away from me. And Lachelle, like I said a long time ago, it took years for us to get to this point. And I'm thankful and I'm blessed to be able to showcase the love that we have for one another, the togetherness that we have, and we actually falling in love with ourselves again. We falling in love with our marriage again, and it's just truly, it's just truly amazing. And she's never far away from me, never. So,
I love it. Thank you for sharing.
yeah.
Can't wait to, like I said, we will definitely have you back to share in more detail. All right, and you guys, if you are in the chat, okay, Miss Tamika is in the chat encouraging her hubby, okay? Let me tell all them hearts and muscles and hand claps that y'all saw. Yeah, that's her. She like, go, baby, go. Girl, I ain't mad at you. I'm trying to be like you. Every wife on here, make sure that you are plugging your husbands into the community as well. And let me tell you guys, I know when you go to the community page right now, yes, it is. It's beautiful and pink and peach and girly and frilly, like we love, all of us girly girls. We have a page for the men coming as well. So that you guys can, have your testosterone feel, you know what I'm saying? But we will have it dedicated to you guys, because that is the commitment that Mr. Lloyd has, and making a safe space, not just for the women, but as Ronald said, but for the men too. And then there are times where you guys need to I'm gonna use our word, exhale, okay? But exhale with other men, other strong men, other husbands. So we're so excited. Yes, Bishop Banks, the men are welcome and needed. So, all right, guys, we're gonna keep it going. And right now we just had a shift. That's why we stay ready. So we never ever have to get ready. We want to talk about what happens next, your first 15 days, right? We are starting, and Tanya touched on it earlier. The beginning of everything is your mental reset, right? It's your mental reset. You heard Miss Glenna talk about it. Everything starts on the inside, right? So for the next 15 days, because we know in order to make a change does not happen overnight, right? Let me first say, everything about falling in love with yourself again is giving yourself grace to love the person that you are right now, exactly how you are, right? And then identifying those areas that you feel you want to do differently, right? For your own personal reasons. And we are going to give you some steps and tools and resources to help you along your journey to loving yourself again. So, I'm going to go through these really quickly. All of this information is on the community page, so you don't have to feel like you're trying to write it down all right now, right? If you've been following us, you've heard us say, number one, go and get your journal, right? For those of you that are regular journalists, you like to write your stuff down in your notebook, go get you a fresh one, okay? For those of you that are techie, that don't like paper anymore, guess what? We have a journal app for you to download, right? And it's a free app. For those of you that love the best of both worlds, we also have a digital journal that you can write in, like with your stylus and all that. So you will have information on the community page for all of those options. Then we want you to go ahead and take your before picture, all right? And I know for some of us, sometimes that can be hard. How many people have said, I just don't like taking pictures, right? Or you got to wait till your hair's done, your makeup's done, all that before you can take a picture. Don't do it. Take your before picture. Put it in your journal. Take your measurements, right? Because you have to be able to track your journey, okay? As I said, we're going to keep going through the days. Day 4, we want you to write your goals down. And let me tell you, this does not have to be super lengthy. But if you are the type of person that you need 2 pages for one goal, hey, do it. It is all about you, right? Or you may have bullet points for your goals. Whatever that looks like for you, write your goals down. Day 5, make sure you have downloaded the app, because again, everything that we are doing, all of this is in preparation, right? We are setting the tone. Download the app, the fasting app, because we are going to have different fasting cycles, and not just food, okay? How many of you have ever done a financial fast? Some of you need to review your money, I'm telling you. All right, you want to download the app, join our circle inside the app. Day 6, this is so important. Get your accountability partners. Okay, if you need another word for it, get your homegirls and your homeboys. Get the people that will encourage you along the way. Get the people that are going to walk with you. Get the people that you can be honest with. Girl, I just don't feel like doing this today. Right? Because there's no way that you, every single day, you jump out the bed and like, yes, I'm going to the gym. Well, maybe some of you do. But for those of us that struggle with that, you need some accountability partners. I would highly recommend getting more than one, just in case somebody falls off, okay? Day 7, make sure you have locked in the morning encouragement call. Guys, set yourself a timer in your phone. If you are not automatically up at 6 a.m., it's going to be a 15-minute prayer and encouragement call, maybe even 10 minutes, okay? 10 to 15 max, right? Set your an alarm so that you can get in, so that you can get that boost in the morning. All right, I'm gonna speed it up. They're telling me, hurry up, hurry up. Day 8, we want you to get this book, right? Acts of Faith by Iyanla Vanzant, and it's 365 days. How many of you are just like, okay, in all these book clubs, I just don't have time to read all these pages. All that sound good. I'm a mama, a wife, a boss. I'm a daughter. I'm a bunch of stuff. Oh, sandwich generation here. Taking care of your parents and kids. Lord, help us all. Okay? We want you to order that book, and it's a simple daily read. Okay? Day 9, and all of this information is on the community page. Day 9, we want you to complete your pie chart. What is the pie chart? It is just a chart that breaks down 24 hours in your day. What does that look like? Some of you may not even realize the time that you spend daily, the reason why you don't have time for yourself. Okay, once you do that, then day 10, we want to make sure by day 10 that you are now taking at least 10 minutes every day for yourself. Ladies, gents in the chat, raise your hand if that's going to be hard for you, if that's a challenge. And I know there are some moms and dads on here. That sounds like so simple. But like if you work for Mr. Lloyd or something, yeah, you only have 10 minutes in the day. You working like day and night. No, just kidding. But really, in this journey, we want to be transparent, want to be open with ourselves, right? Choosing you, right? Making yourself a priority. Day 11, joining our Filma TV, checking in on Filma, all of the resources you heard Rock talk about. I'm sorry, Tanya. And then day 12, reviewing our program resources. We have all the tools that you need. Okay. Day 13, scroll up, I can't see. Day 13, and let me say I want to touch on our professional network just briefly. Day 12, we have so many industry professionals. You heard us talk about our banking relationship, Mr. Vern Gwynn. We have real estate agents, mortgage brokers, mental health therapists, gosh, what are those? Physical trainers. We have so many professional people to put you in direct contact with, right? And that's going to be our professional network. They'll be sharing tips and tidbits with us, classes. So very excited about that. Day 13, prepare for your new healthy lifestyle. What does that mean, guys? We're talking about fasting, right? If you are going to fast, you have to get the junk out your house. There is absolutely no way you think you're going to have the willpower. Get rid of it, give it to the kids, to the neighbors, whoever, and then put you some healthy snacks in the house, okay? Day 14, we want you to start drinking your water, hydrating at least a gallon a day. Day 15, post on social media, the beginning of your journey. This is the 15-day mindset to prepare you for the change, all right? For your change. We also want you, as you heard Tanya say, get your change box. Those go on sale on Monday. You want to be the first one to get yours, okay? Monday, y'all, 12:01 a.m. Central Time, okay? So you can be the first in the group, just so y'all know. Okay. That's our 15-day mindset, because everything begins here. And we are going to begin out loving ourselves from the inside and letting that radiate on the out. So I have some other guests. We have some other guests. And this lady is absolutely no stranger to us. When I tell you she is loving herself and making power moves, and if you have been on any social media platform, honey, you have seen the force that she is. That is none other than Miss Janella Simpson. Are you here, sis?
Oh, I'm all on YouTube just typing away. I'm falling in love with myself community. I'm loving everything. Hey, you look gorgeous.
You too. I see you felt the red vibe here. It's about power, strength, and love, right?
Yes. I want to feel good every day.
I love it. You definitely are looking good, sis. Let's start with that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask you, like we asked the others, can you share with us, because you have another powerful testimony, have overcome so much and definitely do not look like what you've been through, right? So will you talk about what falling in love with myself again means to you and share a little bit of your story?
Absolutely. Thank you, Lachelle. I have to say, I love me some Lachelle, y'all. Put some hearts up for Lachelle. She does her job so effortlessly and beautifully all the time. Put some hearts up for her. Kenny and Shantae Lloyd, thank you for this platform always. Love you guys so very much. I'm loving everything. Tanya had me over here crying. Glenna had me over here crying. Smooth everybody, because of, you know, stories that we all go through. And when I thought about falling in love with myself again, I had to think about what it meant to me was becoming the best version of me. And if you're looking to become the best version of yourself, put some hearts in the feed. And when I say become the best version of myself, I do not mean being perfect, right? Being perfect, because for so many years, right, I looked perfect on the outside. You know, I looked like the perfect wife. I looked like the perfect mom. I looked like I had on the perfect outfit, and everything on the outside really kind of looked from what other people thought looked perfect. But what people didn't know was that I was really dying on the inside. So the outside had one look, but the inside of me, how I really felt, how I really, the things I was going through was draining me. I was trying to be the perfect everything. And at the end of the day, my cup was empty and I was trying to please everybody and I was trying to make sure everybody was okay. And I was trying to make sure everybody was perfect. And then in the midst of doing all of that, what happened to me was I started to lose my self love. I started to lose myself. I started just being a different person. I would come home and didn't know who I was. And so for me, this is so personal. I started in Tava from the very beginning. And when Tava started, I lost someone that was so dear to me, someone that really kept me together, and that was my mother. And when I lost my mom, I felt completely lost. My mom was that woman that was so strong. She was the woman that I always wanted to be. That, you know, she would say stay strong through anything. And she would be the person that would call me to make sure I was okay, to make sure. I'm sorry. Um, she would just be that person that was always there for me, and I just really lost myself. I really lost myself after that. And so this for me is just not being a perfect person. I just want to let go of old things. I want to let go of things that don't serve me. I want to let go of people, situations, thoughts that don't serve me, and just learn to love me and who I am, and just before I try to please other people, know who I am, know what I love, give myself some time, give myself the love that I deserve, so that I teach other people how to love me, learn how to have boundaries, right? Learn how to set standards for myself, right? And so these are the things that I'm learning how to do now. And so this is very personal for me. And they say that, you know, you have to sometimes get rid of things, right? And let go of things. And they say out with the old and in with the new, right? And so I'm learning how to get rid of things that don't serve me now. And I'm learning how to just be stronger. So I do this. I'm a very private person, but with this community right here, I'm learning to be more transparent. I'm learning that my story and what I've been through happened for me because it's there to help somebody else. And so if I can just help one person, if one person is going through situations that I have been through, I want to be able to be that person that can be there and inspire whoever may, you know, be going through difficult situations, that it's okay, right? You don't have to be perfect. You know, one of the reasons why I cut my hair off is because I wanted to feel like I didn't want to have to be someone that had to make up and hide myself with hair, or hide myself with makeup, or hide myself with anything. And I've been very transparent on social media too, you know, working out without makeup, just showing people that, you know, you can love yourself just the way you are. You don't have to hide behind anything. You don't have to, you know, put yourself in a situation where you're giving and giving and giving, and you're not giving back to yourself. So this 15-day mental reset for me and this whole community is very, very special for me. I believe it's something we need. And it's not only for me, it's for my children, because I want my children to know, because the things that I go through, my children also go through too. And I learned that through the process of giving and giving and giving and pouring into other people, that my children actually suffer as well because they don't have all of their mom. And so I learned that, like, a lot of the things that I go through, that I had to teach my children, you know what? You have to set boundaries. You have to set standards. You have to have different beliefs. And so that you know exactly who you are. And I didn't realize that the things that I went through, my children also are going through the same things with me. When I gain weight and I'm eating unhealthy, my children start to do it too. When I'm unhappy and I'm sitting around the house and I don't want to get out of bed and I just feel, you know, into a depression, my children actually, I can see their behavior changing too. So we have to be strong for each other. We have to know when to give ourselves time, and we need to know when to let go and let God, right? And so that is, for me, what this whole falling in love with myself is. Just becoming the best version of myself, not being perfect, but just being me.
Wow, beautifully said, sis. I love what you said. I believe you summed it up in that last statement. Just being you, and the best version of you that you want, not what's by society standards, friends standards, family's expectations, any of that. Thank you for sharing. I know that there are other people on here that are dealing with grief, and you and I have talked about that, having both lost our mothers, and that process is real, whether it's the first day or 10 years later, right? And so I'd like to say to everybody that's on here, that is still in their grief journey, that we are a support system. Not perfect, because I was crying backstage with you, Janella, let me tell you.
I did not want to do that, but I can't. It's hard to talk about my mom. It's so hard.
I definitely, I understand. And so we want to say to thank you. Thank you for sharing so much of yourself. And it's not easy. It looks easy the way you're doing it. You sound so eloquent. You look so beautiful. People don't understand how hard it actually is. So thank you so much for sharing, sis, and always being there. So she really did say so much. And the key is this whole community really is the support system to help you where you are, where you want to go, to let you know you are not alone, right? You are beautiful. You are special right where you are. And so to everyone that came on today, if you guys could just take a minute, put some hearts in the chat, to just show some love, because it's not easy. It's not easy. We see them and it seems like they have it all together. And the beautiful part is that they're able to talk about it now, but it's still difficult. And I have one more guest. So guys, thank you all for staying on. We will repost on Facebook. So just so you know, this broadcast will be on YouTube, but we will post it on Facebook, so you'll be able to go back and share and be able to encourage some lady or gentleman that needs to hear. And so my last sister, okay, let me tell you, I love the fact, I mean, when your name is beauty, I mean, let's just start there. When your name is beauty, okay, I mean, that just sets a standard. But what I love is that she is not just a beautiful woman on the outside. She is a beautiful, beautiful spirit on the inside. And so I am going to ask my next guest, Miss Beauty J. Are you back there?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Hello. See, the sisters are feeling the red. The sisters are feeling the red tonight. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on. I'm still so full and really trying to maintain after Janella. But I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, I know so much. But I am going to ask you to share with everybody here and your story. Like, you dropped a bomb a few weeks ago. I've been knowing you now for several years, and when you began to share your story, I mean, you are the epitome of don't look like what you've been through. No one on earth would have guessed it. So if you could share what falling in love with myself again means to you, and share a little bit of your story also for those.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Oh my God. First of all, how do I go after such a powerful message as Janella shared, and as everyone else on the platform have shared. And I just want to say thank you, Kenny and Shantae Lloyd, for this amazing community. I've been trying to like cope myself backstage, and just waiting to come on and just listening to everyone else. But for myself, I'm super, super excited about this platform, this community that we have now called Falling in Love with Myself Again. A lot of you may not know, but for myself coming up, I've always been like going through ups and downs. And I am that person that you would never know, right? I'm the strong friend. I'm the strong sister. I'm the strong mom, right? And even, just talking about that just is making me teary-eyed. I was the strong daughter, the strong boss, the strong CEO, the strong salon owner. I'm that girl. And I know it's so many people on here that's just like me, and that can relate, with everyone on this platform today that spoke. But just a little bit about why I'm so excited about falling in love with myself again is because, just like Janella was saying, I could just think back, on why I'm here today. Because I promise you to God that if things would have, went a little bit more differently, I would not be the person that I am today. At a very young age, living in Miami, Florida, I had my son at a very young age. And then my son's father got incarcerated. He actually was doing 25 years to life. And I'm kind of fumbling right now because my son is in the living room. And it's hard for me to kind of talk about this, especially while he's here in the room with me. And this is something that I don't normally share with too many people. But I feel like, God brought my son in my life for a reason. And it was to save me, and it was to save my life. And although my son's father, was gone and got incarcerated, and I became a single mother and had to figure life out by myself, raising my child. I'm sorry, guys. It's tough. And he keeps moving around. But it was just one of those things that I understood at a very, very young age, that I had to do it no matter what. Everything that I went through, losing everything, trying to figure things out, being homeless before with a newborn child, moving to a different state, trying to figure my life out, trying to be this big boss, this big, huge entrepreneur with millionaire dreams, and being top CEO and being on national TV and still putting a smile on my face. But at the end of the day, I still had to be the strength for everyone else. That was hard for me. And that is why I'm so, so excited about what's going on right now with this community of falling in love with myself again, because this is something that I need for me. I need for me. I'm the strong friend that always give the hugs, but no one never knows what I go through on the inside to build my strength up each and every day for my own strength, right? And so today I have pledged, to have a lifestyle, to this community of falling in love with myself again, that I'm gonna give it one more try. I'm gonna give it one more try. There's no giving up. There's no stopping. I have that kid over there. He's a grown man now, but he's still my baby. I have him that I still have to be here for. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I would never go back and never look back and go through the things that I went through in life. And I'm just super excited about it. And I'm so thankful for this platform. I'm so sorry, guys, that, I was trying to hold the tears in, that I'm saying all this just to be, I'm being vulnerable right now. I feel like this is going to be a healing process, not just for everyone else, but for me. There's a lot of shatter on the inside of so many people, and some people just don't know how to put those pieces together. And sometimes on the outside, the pieces look real good and polished, right? From your hair, your nails, your clothing, and everything else. But sometimes all we have to do is continue to smile. We have to continue to pray. We have to continue to work on ourselves. And if you have done it again, if you have done it before, I promise you, you can do it again. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So thank you, Lachelle. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Kenny, Shantae Lloyd, for this community. And I'm just excited to see what's next. This will be a breakthrough.
Thank you so much, Beauty, for sharing. Sis, we love you, appreciate you, and we got you, okay? We've got you. Okay. Guys, let me tell you, we have been on here way longer than we anticipated. But the beauty of it is that we hope something was said or done to encourage you. For those of you that this was your first time hearing about the community, please go to fallinginlovewithmyselfagain.com, fallinginlovewithmyselfagain.com. All of the information that we shared tonight, you're able to join the community. And I mean, we didn't even talk about, I know she said she's crying her eyes out. Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm doing everything to hold it together. We did not even talk about, you hear us saying 10 months, 10 days at a time, our 10K change, right? We didn't even talk about the 10K. So the box that, the change kit that you heard Tanya talk about earlier, that you see on our community page, that is the beginning. That is your registration that puts you not only in the running to win $10,000 in December, okay? Right before Christmas, our CEO is giving away $10,000, but we will also have 2 quarterly giveaways as well, okay? So I know all of us are, like I said, I'm so just touched by the community, by the support, but we also want to be a blessing and help reward those along the way with several different things. And I don't know if Tanya touched on the certificates of change and completion and just different rewards and giveaways. So as I said, on Monday, the change kit goes on sale, right, for those that want to be a part of it and that are looking to begin your physical change and transformation to be healthier. We talked about the fasting. We're talking about getting some sort of exercise, all right? Some of you may not want to go to the gym every day, but you may not want to walk outside every day. But guess what? On your breaks, at work or during the day, take a 15-minute walk, then take another one. Just start. If you are at your desk like me for several hours, sometimes on those phone calls, stand up, walk around your office while you're talking. Do some little stretches, exercise, get some little hand weights, some water bottles, okay? So all of this is a part of the community that we want to talk about. Please go to fallinginlovewithmyselfagain.com. Share the website. If you were blessed, touched, encouraged, inspired by anything that was said tonight, don't keep that information to yourself. Share it with somebody else, okay? I believe that we have covered everything. If we have not, because it is far spent, the time is far spent. But I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And as we're talking about our change kit, again, it's not about losing weight. It's not about losing inches, because we are doing all of that, but it's about losing baggage, right? Losing baggage, losing the things that are keeping you from being the best version of yourself, right? And that's the you that you want to be. And you are the only person that can determine that, okay? So I believe that is it, Miss Tanya. Did I cover everything? Give me a thumbs up, come up, do something. We have more to come. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned. I see she's waving. Whatever you're doing, you better come on up if you're telling me. if y'all know all of the foolishness and shenanigans that go on during these shows, okay? So that's it. Thank you. Share, and just know we will have a repost on Facebook. Go and like, share, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms, on our Falling in Love with Myself Again platforms. We're everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. So whatever you're supposed to do, go to all those pages and follow us so that you can start getting our notifications. All right, that's it. Lachelle Pierre, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Make sure you spread some love this week.